Uh-oh, guess what day it is?
I'm gonna make you girls a HumpDay treat.
Mike. It's Hump Day.
Perhaps I could help you with that hump. What hump?
A very good day for some midweek malarkey.
Is it already time for midweek malarkey? Who knew that it happened this quickly? Let's see if this thing... Oh, look at that. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. And here we are. Hello, my friends. It's Brad, just me. And we are ready for some midweek malarkey. Think of this if you're familiar with the old either Friday leftovers. This is along those same lines that Doc would do. These are the stories of people that make you realize that you're not half as crazy as you thought you were. These people make you feel better about yourself as a human being. These people also make you shake your head. And even though it's kind of a shaking your head in a very sad way, I do want to just double check to make sure that the world hasn't fallen apart. Because, these days, one never knows, does one? You just have to check in to make sure that no nukes have been sent. Nope. Just looks like our president said something else kind of silly from the teleprompter. We try not to be political on this because this is more of a, I don't care. Do I care who you vote for? Yeah, I kind of do because I don't want you to screw up my whole life. But we try not to be political here as much as, if there's funny, there's funny. And there's AI. And we just discovered that. Well, we didn't just discover AI, but we did discover the fact that now you can have AI write a song about you, for you, to you. We decided today to write another song or have AI write a song about this midweek malarkey thing. You can sing along if you want to read the lyrics. Otherwise, enjoy what is now becoming a regular feature.
Awesome in the middle of the week, feeling so alive, can't you see? Infectious beat, it's got me high, malarkey flowing, gonna touch the sky.
Everybody sing it now.
Flow, no time to waste, gotta let it show, hands in the air. Everybody move, weekend vibes, we got nothing to lose. It's the weekend, feel the beat, come on everybody, time to repeat. Malarkey bumping, can't you see?
Right?
Just you and me.
Everybody raise your hands. Hey, the fact that we worked malarkey into a song, that'll be credit somewhere. It's a banger, right? Come on, White Snake. Should you sing some more?
We're gonna party, just you and me.
Wow. Woman, a few words. You and me in a party. Another chorus? No. Nope, that's no, it's what they say, when all else fails, repeat the refrain. And then refrain to repeat. It is midweek malarkey, my friends, and we start let's start in Indiana, shall we? Things you shouldn't really ever do in Indiana. Like this woman here. This woman. She has such a sweet demeanor. Sarah Harris. That is Sarah Harris right there. Sarah Harris is now facing a narcotics charge. It's kind of a shock when you look at it and you see the Nirvana T-shirt and all, and the Lawrence County Sheriff's Department mugshot there. It's a good look for her, right? Not everybody can pull that off. But she is facing now a narcotics charge after she called 911 to report purchasing, say it with me now, an inferior batch of methamphetamine, and say that she wanted to file charges against her drug dealer. All right. I mean, there it is America, and you do want to get your money's worth when you buy your meth. Yeah. And that's exactly what Sarah Harris wanted. As alleged in the probable cause affidavit, Sarah Harris, she's 34 years old. She twice made open line calls to the police emergency number, which prompted an officer to visit her residence just, to make sure everything was okay. Because when you call twice and you're like, hey, my meth dealer, I think, is ripping me off, you do want to make sure that somebody's listening to you and, not just blowing you off on the old 911. So during the conversation with the police captain, Ms. Harris there declared that her meth was not what it was supposed to be. Damn it. She explained the drug left her feeling as if she was going to have a heart attack. Giving me a heart attack. She said she had snorted a line of the meth. She felt something different when it touched her skin and nostrils. She also noted that she and a friend had smoked a bowl of normal meth before she subsequently obtained the meth that led to her call 911 earlier this year. I don't know how that first call worked out for her, but I'm not sure this one worked out the way she was hoping. Apparently believing that the local sheriff operated a better illegal business bureau, Harris requested that the drug be tested. That's not stupid, right? I mean, so you have the cops test your meth, and what if it comes back that it ain't meth? Do you get your money back? I mean, is that a crime? At that point, have you committed a crime just because you believed it was, maybe you didn't believe it was meth? So she wanted the meth tested. She declared that she wanted to turn the person in who provided her the meth. What a meth this is. While speaking with the police, the popo at her home in the city of Bedford, Sarah Harris made the mistake of handing the meth over so that it could be tested. The contents of the baggie, which apparently carried a red pig design, later field tested positive for methamphetamine. As a result of Harris providing the narcotics evidence, a criminal information charging her with meth possession was filed last week. Class 6 felony only carries a maximum of a 30-month prison term. The advisory sentence is 1 year. Her rap sheet includes convictions for theft, meth possession, criminal mischief, disorderly conduct, resisting, and, of course, operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated. Again, when you put out your hard-earned money for meth, you want it. You want the good stuff. You don't want the crap. You want to feel like you're getting your money's worth. Just like you want to, should we? No. Okay. Yeah, why not? All right. So this next, I couldn't decide if it was going to be bears or penis. But it seems a little weird, but so this guy, ladies, when you go to, let's say, yoga, I was about to say yogurt, but let's say you go to yoga, and let's say that you as a female are well endowed, and you feel like, people are staring at you, and it's quite possible that they are. But have you ever considered the flip side of that coin? The flip side of that coin being a man who is well endowed to the point where they kicked him out of yoga class because they felt like, that he was excited. Is that the right word? Matt Barr is this man's name, and it's a foot-long problem. He was being interviewed here on British TV. I'll just let them kind of.
You've also been thrown out of the odd yoga class because people have sort of mistook what they can see as you being a little bit aroused.
Yeah, I think that's sort of one of the real issues in terms of it. Obviously, you know, again, I was wearing, you know, a very baggy shirt, baggy shorts, but yoga, you make positions, and I think people just got the wrong idea, and that's sort of the way it sometimes goes. But again, you can dress normally in baggy clothing, and it's not too difficult. There's custom underwear that exists as well. So.
It's like a foot long from Subway, I guess. That's why it's difficult to steal those kind of sandwiches if you are in the line at Subway. But he is known, or it is known, as the UK's most well-endowed man. He says his issue has caused him some problems, including dating difficulties, sexploitation, and getting booted from yoga classes because people thought that, well, he was aroused. And it was not. It was just there. You see, men can have these problems too. He says, I'm trying to dispel some of the stigmas. And he was on the British talk show called This Morning. He is apparently it's like over 12 inches. Global average, by the way, is only 5.1. Were you aware of that? Neither was I. While having and this is the story in the New York Post, while having a supersized schlong, that's not right. We can't say, can we say that? Well, we didn't technically say it. The New York Post said supersized schlong. Might seem like every man's dream. It's apparently not all that it's cracked up to be. I mean, in some cases, it really sucks. It really does. I mean, it would be horrible. It would be just bad. People have learned a lot of myths, he says, from pornography. They call him a lucky stiff. They don't realize the implications that it would have when you're actually living with the situation on a day-to-day basis. It's a burden. Literally, it's a burden. He has an autobiography coming up called A Long Story, Life with One of the World's Largest Penises, including talking about it on a date. That would be awkward. I'm just going to go right out there on a limb and say that would be awkward. Because, I mean, what do you do at that point with that issue? I feel like I want to show you this. I mean, it's not the picture. Don't worry. It's not what you're thinking, but it's just more of a it's not really a visual. Well, it kind of is a visual, but it's not the visual you're thinking of. This is more of just a guy holding up a ruler, which, I mean, it does kind of give you the idea. I don't know. I don't know. He says it's difficult because it's not something you really spring on people as a surprise, because it just does scare people away generally. Right? I mean, of course. He says, obviously, you don't want to be creepy and bring it up too early. That would be a little uncomfortable. Hey, before we go back to my play, I just want you to that there's something. It's what is it? Is it what's the game you play with a little bat? That squash, cricket. Cricket's on the horse, isn't it? All right, there you go. You like horses? Timmy, ever seen a grown man naked? He also says, not to mention that contrary to popular belief, having a behemoth can actually paradoxically be an inconvenience in the boudoir. They love the idea more than the practicality, said Mr. Barr. At Barr, he does have a certain, I don't know, je ne sais quoi. What is? Oh, I thought it was, never mind what I thought it was the ad for. But there, I mean, there's the poor guy's mug. He has one of those faces, doesn't he? Oops. Let's see. Hang on a second. Let's reopen that bad boy. Reopen that one, and there he is. Look at that. Look at that face. He's got that is the face of someone. You know, they say, be careful what you ask for, you just might get it. And the guy in the bar, sitting there, and, he ends up with a little guy there playing the piano on the bar. You know that joke. Of course you do. Move on, shall we? Yes, let's. It's funny because a picture of Megan Thee Stallion just popped up over there, and that's really not what I intended. Although there's an interesting story with her that involves sex. In this case, though, we're talking about bears. These bears. There is a woman in, I believe it's Romania. By the way, if you ever want to, take part in this whole thing, if you have a story for Midweek Malarkey that you think would be entertaining for the rest of the class, you can send it to me in an email, Brad@thedailymojo.com. You can send it wherever you want. I have trouble checking my email, so. Or you can, if you download the Daily Mojo app, right there on the front page of thedailymojo.com. Let me see if I can show that to you. I'm sure I can. Hold on, talk amongst yourselves. There we go. Over at thedailymojo.com front page, you will see that you can download the app right there. You can get it for iPhone or Android, iOS or Android. So either way, I mean, I don't know why you'd want an Android, but hey, you do you. Anyway, you can send some suggestions through the app. You can send us texts through there, and it's very, very simple to do. Easiest way to get in touch with us. Reach out and touch someone. Anyway, back to the bears. So a woman was taking a vacation through Romania, and who doesn't love to, hang out in Romania, especially this time of year? It is beautiful in Romania. Never been there, but I do hear that it's absolutely gorgeous. And then so she sees bears like this on the road. Now, keep in mind, the woman is 72. She's driving along in a car, and if you're driving along in a car, what's the first thing you want to do when you see bears come up to the window of your car? Well, you want to see them real close because, after all, bears, right? It's kind of like bison in Yellowstone. The closer you can get, the better picture you're going to get. Either that or you're going to lose a limb. Either way, it's entertaining for the rest of us and nutritious and delicious for the bear or the bison. So in this case, she rolls down her car window just, to get a selfie with the bear. And it was at that point that the bear decided to reach in and take a swipe at dinner. And it jumped up on its hind legs, and it took a swipe at her. She told local reporters that her arm was sore after she stopped to snap the photo with the bears. It pounced forward, and they say it mauled her right arm. But one man's maul is another man's love tap. We were in the car. We were going to take a picture. Bears came up to the window. I just wanted to take a picture of him. It's still a bear. Doctors have since confirmed that the woman's injuries are not life-threatening. So we can all have a chuckle. Following the attack, the police reportedly organized themselves into several teams to drive the bears away from the area. Well, that's no fun, now is it? I mean, for crying out loud, if you're going to have bears in the area as, a tourist thing, right? Why would you want them to be driven away? Look at the bears. It was, that's an unhappy story right there, because this was a bear that was shot dead on the streets of Liptovsky Mukulis, Slovakia. Shot dead back on my birthday. Anyway, don't F with the bears because they're bears. They're bears, and you're not a bear. If you are a bear, you're not listening to this. So just don't F with bears because they will, they'll be bears and stuff. And speaking of bear, go right back to that there shot of Megan Thee Stallion. Mentioned this morning on the Daily Mojo. Didn't get into it though because, well, it's a lawsuit that was filed yesterday by a cameraman who says he worked for Megan Thee Stallion for 5 years, and he basically filed a hostile work environment claim against her. Also including allegations of unpaid wages, fat shaming, and wrongful termination. Emilio Garcia is the man who worked for Megan Thee Stallion from 2018 to 2023. He filed that complaint in L.A. County Superior Court yesterday. And her company, Megan Thee Stallion Entertainment, Hot Girl Touring LLC, and Rock Nation. 9 labor code violations he's including. He alleges that Megan Thee Stallion had sex in a moving car, which Garcia could not get out of while on tour in Spain in June of 2022. He was stuck in the car. She's having sex in the car. The claim notes that Garcia was embarrassed, he was mortified, he was offended throughout the entire ordeal. I'm with you. The day after the incident, the suit continues. Stallion, is that really her last name? Is it Ms. Stallion? She asked whether Garcia had been in the car. He confirmed he was. She allegedly told him, "Don't ever discuss what you saw." Okay. On the same trip, Garcia also claims the rap star chastised Garcia for being fat and eating too much, calling him a, quote, fat bitch and telling him, end quote, and telling him, spit your food out. Seems a little harsh. The suit also alleges Garcia was wrongfully compensated for the duration of his employment, writing that he was misclassified as an independent contractor, while allegedly they deprived him of health care and overtime pay. He also claims he was routinely denied breaks for rests or meals, or just to, get the hell out of the car if she's doing the wild thing. So in August of 2022, the CEO of Rock Nation changed Garcia's compensation structure from he was making $4,000 a month, not bad, to pay per task system, which resulted in Garcia earning significantly less as the invoiced amounts did not accurately reflect the true time and effort dedicated to working for her, according to said lawsuit. His lawsuit also claims that Stallion told him he could not work for anyone else and was required to remain on 24/7 standby for the singer while on tour. She seems like she might be just a bit high maintenance. His contract terminated last year. He alleges it was in retaliation for his complaints about the harassment and the failure to pay him properly. He now grapples with mounting anxiety. Don't you mount something to do with horses? Stemming from the toxic work environment compounded by the trauma of unpaid work. And I feel bad for him. That's all I'm going to say. I do feel bad for him. We do have a sponsor of this particular episode of Midweek Malarkey. And that sponsor is GetWellMojo.com. Let me just say, in these times of strife and craziness, you need to make sure you can take care of your health, whether you're at home or on the go. Am I right? Or am I right? If you go to GetWellMojo.com, you will find the different emergency kits, the medical emergency kit, the travel emergency kit. I mean, imagine if dude had, like the travel emergency kit with him when Megan Thee Stallion is, getting her groove on in the back of the car when he can't get out. It would have done him no good whatsoever, but, he could have taken an aspirin for the headache, I suppose. Drug shortages everywhere. Make sure that you have the drugs you need when you need them. the proper medications, your medications. And you will find them right now at getwellmojo.com. That is your gateway into the wellness company, getwellmojo.com. All right, so if this woman ever comes to your front door, you might want to ask why she's there. She is she's in Louisiana. Her name is Shadana Rationette Hurd. She's 31 years old, and she is looking for a good time. And I do mean looking for a good time. She forced her way into a male neighbor's home and sought to initiate a threesome with the victim and his girlfriend, according to the Popo. This happened, 4 days, it was last Saturday night. Not last Friday night, last Saturday night. The cops were dispatched to a harassment complaint at an apartment complex in Monroe, Louisiana at 11:15 p.m. The patrolman was told by the man that upon answering a knock at his door, an unknown neighbor forced her way into the residence. That unknown neighbor was her. Again, the name is Shadana Rationette Hurd. The woman, the victim said, began to try to have sexual activities with him and his girlfriend, while the alleged late-night incursion, however, did not result in any action. The woman did end up in handcuffs. Not the furry kind. A police canvass of the area located the female suspect at a nearby Circle K. She was identified by cops as, again, Shadana Rationette Hurd. The male victim confirmed Hurd as the suspect to the Popo. She was arrested later in the morning, charged with unauthorized entry of an inhabited dwelling. That is a felony, in case you were keeping track, and several misdemeanors. She did miss the wiener, though. She got disturbing the peace, the criminal damage, and resisting an officer. She is, I believe, locked up in the county Hooskow right now. Another person to keep an eye out for is this dude right here. This guy right here, Calvin Robinson. You wouldn't know it by looking at him. I mean, he doesn't look like a thug. But down in Gwinnett County last week, police say that a suspect thought that if he changed his pants and well, let me back up a little bit. Calvin Robinson reportedly, allegedly, carjacked another dude. All right? Calvin there, Mr. Robinson, carjacked another dude. And then the Popo got called on Calvin Robinson there. Well, Calvin Robinson, by the time the Popo showed up at the carjacking, he had boogied. He was out of there, and he ran. And it took the cops a while to locate Mr. Robinson, because he was able to find somebody to give him a ride back to a hotel on East Park Place Boulevard. And again, this is down in Gwinnett County, Georgia. And so once he got somebody to give him a ride to the hotel, he thought, hey, I can make myself look different if I change my shorts, change my shirt, and I cut my hair. I cut all my hair off, which it actually didn't work. And it really didn't work when he had gotten into a different car, and an hour and a half later, he ran into a parked police car. The things were not going real well for this guy. Officers said he also had a gun on him, but they were able to take that away from him, and they arrested him. He is now being held in the Gwinnett County Jail on 2 counts of aggravated assault against a law enforcement officer, obstruction, fleeing, theft by receiving, 5 counts of shoplifting, family violence, battery, and robbery. I mean, other than that, he sounds like a sweetheart, does he not? Some people's kids. Then you have Joshua Garrett Blackston. He's 35 years old. He ought to know better. He's from Reedsville, Georgia. He has been arrested and charged with sexual exploitation of children, enticing a child for indecent purposes, and improper sexual contact by employee or agent. It was back on Friday the 12th that this man right there, Joshua Garrett Blackston, somehow caught the attention of others where he was working as a teacher and coach at Pinewood Christian Academy in Belleville, Georgia. Apparently, it's alleged that he was sending inappropriate text messages to several female students at the school. The investigation shows that Blackston sent explicit nude photographs of himself to female high school students at Pinewood Christian Academy while he was employed as both a teacher and a coach. He also solicited explicit photographs and sex from at least one student. The investigation is active and ongoing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it happens, but somehow it does. Meanwhile, in let's see, which town was this? This is what is the? It's Tybee Island, down in Georgia. Tybee Island, man, I think what they got wrong was it was more like Taiwan Island because they were getting down on it. Police arrested 54 people after the annual event known as Spring Break happened. It's the Orange Crush event, Spring Break. It drew more than 6,000 people to Tybee Island, where those rowdy spring breakers inflicted an estimated $220,000 of costs on the community, including for damage and cleanup and naked bosoms. On top of the arrest count, officials also issued 116 citations to attendees and recovered 3 stolen firearms as well as a stolen vehicle. So you had a bunch of trash out there on the beach. That's always nice. Let's see here. There's some of our spring breakers just having a big time. Now they say that pretty much the entirety of the beach was all nastied up with trash. There's some of you drinking. I mean, come on. What's her tattoo say? Something about your faith? Something about faith. Have faith you won't get caught? I don't even know what that is. What is that? I have no idea. Is that just a trash bag? So at least they started cleaning it up. Good for them. They cleaned it up. But the violent brawl erupted onto the beach's boardwalk. That's when the arrests started happening. And they had to bring in 100 additional law enforcement officers from the Georgia State Police. They did this to try to prevent the kind of chaos that happened at the previous Orange Crush events, for which more than 100,000 partiers descended on the 3-mile-long island. Yeah, so there's that. Look at that. We've got some video of it. We have some actual video of the little sweethearts down there just busting a move. Isn't this exciting? Here. There might be a language warning in here. I don't know. Beating up on somebody, right? And who doesn't want to go to the beach and... And yeah, beating the crap out of each other. Yeah, you gotta... Good times, right? Good times, great oldies. Makes you miss being back in school. Doesn't it? Whew, they're going at it. There's clothing flying off left and right. Anyhow. And then this. I'm a big fan of Kirstie Alley. And let's see, do I have that one over here? I think I do. So Kirstie, this video has somehow, they say it has resurfaced. And this is video of Kirstie Alley years ago when her parents, I guess, were killed in a car crash. I say it with a smile in my voice because the headline at the Daily Mail in England was, it says, resurfaced video of Kirstie Alley revealing the shocking outfits her parents were wearing the night her mom was killed in a car crash, leaves the internet flabbergasted. Why would you ever admit this? I kind of think it's funny, but you decide. Here's Kirstie Alley telling the story.
To get there. And I got there, and my sister and I, we were all sitting in this waiting room, and we were sobbing. And as I'm crying, I said, my sister's here, and I wasn't looking at her, but I said, where were they going? And she said, to a Halloween party. And I said, what were they dressed as? Why would you ask this? Why would you? And she said, the Odd Couple. And I said, oh. And I'm thinking, what Odd Couple? Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon? Well, what were their costumes exactly? She said Mom was a black girl and Dad was a Ku Klux Klan member. We started laughing. And the whole family, I guess, had heard this conversation, and we all started laughing. And it was the greatest tribute that you could give my mother.
I thought it was funny. What do I know? Right? What the hell do I know? And then there is, the annual list. I didn't know they did an annual list, but apparently they do an annual list because everybody else does an annual list of things left behind in Ubers. And this is, it's worth a chuckle. Unique items left behind in Ubers. I don't think that this is in any particular order. A frontal hair toupee. And I'm not sure what the difference is. There a backle hair toupee? Hot sauce and a breathalyzer. One person said, I left a leaf in your car that's much needed. I wonder what that was. 2 containers with spiders in them. A Beyonce fold-up fan, a tray of meat pie, ceramic cat, a jar of oysters, a personalized blanket with a picture of me and my dog. So these are when somebody calls up the Uber and says, hey, I left my whatever in the back of your car. I need you to come back or I need to come get it wherever you are. A small rat skeleton prop, a candle that says, see you in court. A fake tooth retainer. It's really small plastic piece with a fake tooth in it. A gray tub of surgical implants. It must have been a hell of a party. Police-grade handcuffs. My live pet animal turtle. Waist beads and a burrito steamer. Is that from the same person? Somebody said, I left expensive blueberries that are special that I need, that the store is completely out of. There's 2 packages that I absolutely need. Expensive blueberries. My girlfriend's pregnant pills. Not quite sure what those are. A small box containing a gnome. A stand-up paddle. A painting from SeaWorld. It was wrapped up in a roll, and I love it. A playbill from the Spamalot show at the Kennedy Center. I saw Spamalot on Broadway, and it was hysterical. If you've never seen Spamalot live, I recommend it. Somebody else said, I left my robot, a Benihana garlic butter. I'd go back for that. I like me some Benihana garlic butter. Contraceptive Plan B from Costco, and a Baby Bliss Pro massager machine. Sounds like a party. A panic button, a spear, and a furry foxtail, a Taylor Swift autograph framed. A fart sensor? Did they really? Come on, is there really a fart? A BravoCon wristband, a best day ever foam sign, 3 feathers, a fake butt, a poster of Hillary Clinton, a panty liner, and $1,000. That's all I can remember, it says. Some lotion or my thong. Meditation crystals, undergarments, bread, pack of ham and mayo, cardboard cutout panda, a street sign saying she's drunk, and a picture frame. My father's beard softener. I don't want to know. A big sentimental carrying jug, a paternity test, a WWE championship belt, a Harry Potter wand engraved with the name Alexander, a large sticker with a dancing cartoon cat that says Spanky Fest on it. I might have left my garden fence in the trunk. A Jeep Liberty engine, please call me. I lost my wizard woman. And the last one is 3 Japanese ceramic decorative cats, 1 gold, 1 black, and 1 pink. All fist-sized. That's weird. That's just weird. Let's see here. Oh, this is, did I play this? I don't think I played it, did I? I can't remember if I did or not. But we're going to play it anyway because it's funny. Because it's the president. And because he was apparently reading the instructions on the teleprompter again. It's right at the very end. See if you can catch it, guys. It's funny. I'll give him.
I see an America where we defend democracy, not diminish it. I see an America where we protect freedoms, not take them away. I see an economy that grows from the middle out and the bottom up, where the wealthy pay their fair share, so we can have child care, paid leave, and so much more, and still reduce the federal deficit and increase economic growth. Folks, imagine what we can do next. 4 more years. Pause. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years.
4 more years. Pause. Bless his heart. And 4 more years. Pause. If you want to get in touch, did I already tell you how to get in touch with me? I don't know if I did or not. Doesn't really matter, does it? If you need something, Brad at Mojo, let's see. Yeah, Brad at mojo50.com. It works as well as any other one. Never check any of them, but good luck. You'll need it. You can find me on the socials at Real Brad Staggs, and forget that last one. Just download the app, would you? Don't text, because that's going away. So just download the app, and no one gets hurt. And finally, this story, I know it's old. I was talking to Jeffy earlier today, Jeff Fisher from the Chewing the Fat. He may do that too. Chewing the Fat podcast over on the Blaze Radio Network. And I said, did you get the link? I said, that's old. I said, well, I hadn't heard of it. And it's the marathon runner named Chen, who he chain smoked through a 42-kilometer race. He finished the run in 3 hours and 28 minutes and was smoking the entire time. He came in 574th out of what? He came in 574th out of 1,500 participants and chain smoked the entire way. He has a thing about smoking in... He's been continually improving his time, according to the reports. I mean, if you can do it, right? You can do it. You can't do it, you probably, I don't know, shouldn't do it. And you can quote me on that, quite frankly. Right? And there you have it. Another bunch of minutes you spent looking busy while sitting at your desk. Look, Habib might, but I won't tell if you smash that like button or subscribe or tell a friend or pay my mortgage. Just go ahead and hit like. It's easier. Another super episode of the Daily Mojo tomorrow morning. It's 7 o'clock Central with my trained Chihuahua, producer Ron, and maybe even Jeffy. If he doesn't show up, we'll ask him why on Saturday morning live with Jeff Fisher and moi right here at 9 a.m. Central. Until then, remember, keep those humps between the lines.